Hi guys, today we are going to see about how to convert if there is a gas leak, how to calculate it, how much is the ppm that was leaked. For example, if for we can take different cases, how to calculate, we'll see that. So now there is a general formula to convert ppm to meter cube, milligram per meter cube. Before we go for that, we will see some standards. So we have OSHA standards. For OSHA is nothing but Occupational Safety Health Administration. So these guys are making the standards. What is the concentration of each gases or whatever the liquid that is allowed for an 8-hour working day, where the human can work without having any adverse effects. So like they have TLV and or PEL we can say, and STEL and spell IDLH. So PEL is measured by this term was derived by OSHA only. So this is permissible ex, exposure limit. Okay. So permissible exposure limit. But the term TL, the threshold limit value, is this common term. We can call this as TWA also. These terms are designed by ACGIH, American Conference Government Industrial Hygienists. So this team derived this term TLV or TWA. We can call it time weighted average. So nothing but both are similar only, but in the case they are having these organizations having these standards. Okay, still is common. This is short term exposure limit. Short term exposure, this is immediate danger to life and health. Okay, nothing but we can take a case. The most common we face as a chemical engineer, the most dangerous gas we face is as hydrogen sulfide. So hydrogen sulfide, when you go for a refinery or an upstream oil and gas processing units, you face the primary thing is this H2S. You have a separate system, fire and safety system, gas detection system for hydrogen gas leak, sulfur dioxide detection, or hydrogen sulfide. So the main thing is that we may face gas leaks in the laboratory also, not in the form of gas, in the liquid also. So we have to know that what is the limit, what is it, whether it is reaching the TLV or STL or IDLH. We can calculate it by doing some calculations. I will go for that later. So what is the difference between this PEL and the TLV? The PEL is nothing but that is the upper limit, maximum limit that a person can work for an 8-hour average. In that situation, or for example, you take benzene. If you take benzene, it is having 1 ppm of PEL limit. So that is the accumulated dose exposure. Okay. So for an 8-hour average, that 1 ppm can be in this environment. A person can work for an 8-hour average. And another thing is TLV. Actually, PEL is a standard one. So that was given by OSHA. So that's what we have to follow. The standard recommendation. In this environment, with the benzene leak of 1 ppm, you can work for an 8-hour. The normal person can work for lifetime also with an 8-hour shift work on 40 hours per week with 1 ppm of benzene leak that environment. So these standards are given by OSHA, and TLV is these are not these are just recommendations but not standards. Actually, PEL is also, once it was TLV, after the organization's discussion over the based on some scenarios or cases. So they will decide this will be the PL. So based on that we are following PL, and TLB is that we can have different type of different TLBs depends on the organization or depends on the even different states. They also give some TLB recommendations. So but these are not standards, but PL is the standard one. TLB is for TLB, but the condition is for both the cases it is same. Both are taken for 8-hour working average. Okay, so you should follow these recommendations. The next one is STEL, short term exposure limit. In the case of short term exposure limit, you can say it should for benzene it is 5 ppm. I hope yes. For benzene it is 5 ppm. So it should be for 15 minutes only. With the leak of 5 ppm of benzene in the atmosphere, a person can work up to maximum of 15 minutes. You should not be there after that. So that is the allowable limit with this concentration. If it is IDLH, so IDLH is nothing but is immediate danger to life and health, and the term itself we can come to know it is very dangerous. It can either cause immediate or later adverse health effect for when you are exposed to the concentration of benzene that is given as 500 ppm. So mostly we are saying H2S. So for H2S, it is 10 ppm for this one. TLB is 10 ppm. So STEL is 15 ppm and IDLH is 100 ppm. So these are the recommendations given by OSHA. Or in some cases ACGH also will give recommendations. So but mostly we follow OSHA standards. So I have given here. So TLB, this is for 8-hour average, 8-hour working environment. We can work for 8 hours with this much of concentration, and 15 ppm is for STEL. This is for 15 minutes only, and this is immediate life and dangerous to health. So you cannot work with this much exposure. You should be immediately evacuate this place. This is also most dangerous only. So mostly we won't allow this much of leakage. That's why in many refineries or oil and gas processing units we have HTS detectors. HTS detectors in hand, and as well as online monitoring system also will be there. So this will be continuous continuous monitors. It keeps on running for 24 hours, 24/7 throughout the year. Even in the plant shutdown time also. So next we will go to the calculation. So how to calculate, how to convert if it is in ppm, or if there is we take a case if there is a leak of benzene. So mostly laboratory we face that. So we take that case and we calculate that. For example, we have a room. We can take the laboratory. It is having there is a spill of 5 ml spill of benzene. This is a common facing thing. That's why I'm going for benzene. As yes, it is an industrial only we can face that. So we cannot go for that. And the next thing is that we have the room of, say for example, 400 meter cube, or okay, 100 meter cube. Take 500. Simply calculation will be easy. So you have the scenario that you have a laboratory which is having the area of 500 meter cube. You have a spill of 5 ml. So what is the ppm that we are going to find out? How much is the ppm? Whether it is coming under TLB or STEL or IDLH. So that's what we are going to find out. We know the standards as for STS 10, 15, 100. So which limit it is coming, we are going to see that. Okay. So let's get into the problem. For 5 ml, you know the molecular weight is equal to 78 for benzene. Okay, and the next thing is, you should know the density. For density, it is about point 0.8. So 0.8 gram per ml. Initially, we are going to convert this in milligram per meter cube. So you know the volume only. So you just convert into mass. To convert this, mass by volume equal to density. So you just reverse it. To know the mass, is volume into density. Based on this, mass equal to our volume is 5 ml into density is 0.8, which is equal to 4 grams, right? So this is 5 ml into density is unit is gram per ml. You got 4 gram of spill in that laboratory of 500 meter cube. So now you got that what is the mass of the spillage. Now we are going to convert it into uh, milligram, because we need the unit in milligram. So to find it, before that you should know the concentration. What is the concentration? To find the concentration, just wait. We got us 4 gram of benzene, right? You should know the concentration. The concentration is mass of the, to find the concentration, mass of benzene or whatever the gas divided by total volume of area, volume of the particle. So this is 4 gram divided by the volume is, we measure as 500 meter cube. If you calculate that one, so 4 divided by 500 is equal to 0.008, right? Gram per meter cube. So we have reached the goal. We need it in milligram per meter cube. Here we have is gram per meter cube. So to convert into grams is equal to 0.08 into 1000 divided by the same thing, meter cube. So we get like 8 milligram by meter cube. Now you know that it is in milligram per meter cube. To know that it is in ppm, there is a formula. Simply like x ppm is equal to milligram per meter cube into 24.45 divided by the molecular weight of the substance, whatever the substance we are handling. So you just apply this formula and you will come to know. The constant is, we are dealing the concentration in compared to the air. So based on this, based on oxygen, the constant will come out. This will be derived with the formula of PV is equal to nRT with at the temperature of, at the standard temperature, normal temperature like 20 degrees Celsius. So we take the case like standard temperature case only, right? You just apply this formula. You just note this formula, it is very, very important. You can apply this what as per this temperature. When we go through the formula, 8 milligram per meter cube into 24.45, and moderate it will be 78. So if you calculate this one, 8 into 24.45, it will be like around 2.51 ppm, right? So 2.51 is the too much. because we have ELV is equal to 1 ppm, STEL is equal to 5 ppm for benzene. You can say it is too much as per TLV. You don't say like that, because this 2.51 is just a spillage for an instant, but the 1 ppm is given for an average of 8 hours. So in this case, you don't need to worry about that. It is for an instant only. It will not be present for the whole 8 hours. So you can how do you save that environment with that exposure? You can do by doing some simple things. You remove that environment. You just open the windows and clear the room and evacuate everything. So it will be empty only. It is not a much exposure. Just take this 2 just 2 times the TLV. You have to understand this is for 8 hours, but the spill was an instant only. The condition will not be present for an 8 hour constantly. So you can just open the room and you give more ventilation. So if you do those things, the room will be clear. So like that you can find out the TLVs, STEL, IDLs for any other gases, right? Okay guys, thank you. Any doubts, please ask it in the comment box. Thank you.